Yeah, I am back sooner than later, like 10, 20 minutes later, because a little minor incident occurred. Well, I'm gonna call it a startle because nobody got hurt or anything, but something occurred where my 5-year-old son ran in the house and, um, well, quickly came into the house and was like, I can't take it because DJ, and some names he don't know how to pronounce right or he get it mixed up. DJ. And I was like, what happened? Did anything happen to you? Did somebody do something to you? No, I just can't take it. You know, that's his own little way of thinking he know what he talking about. Even though my kids are somewhat mature, but that's his way of thinking. He's so mature and he knows how to explain something that could have been explained in 5-year-old terms. But he was like, I just can't take it. And I was like, what? But the little boy is out there he usually goes out and plays basketball, and it's like, I mean, not even, what is it, not even a yard away from a literal yardstick yard away from my yard. His basketball goal is like that close, and it's in their driveway or whatever, but it's so close. And so of course we hear the ball bouncing. This is why I do not like living close to neighbors like that either. Like, I'd be wanting a whole lot more space, a whole lot more land and stuff, but somebody didn't help me to boss up and do that, so it is what it is. But I ain't finna complain about that. And yeah, I ain't got no background right now because this was like spur of the moment, and I just don't want nothing in the background right now. But he ran in and he was kind of complaining about that, and I'm like, well, he's not bothering you. But this thing came like 2 or 3 years ago when the little boy would play basketball. I had already separated my children from them because just a whole bunch of, which I spoke on pettiness before, but a whole bunch of pettiness started occurring, in which the pettiness started because people got in their feelings because my next door neighbor, elderly couple or whatever, but they get their grandchildren in the summer or, during breaks during the school year. And I'm just gonna be specific. This is a black couple, but they have mixed grandchildren. I don't know how much that matters to some, but it plays a major role when it comes to me speaking on stuff. But yeah, they have a white mom and they have a black dad, and some other details go along with that I'm just gonna leave out. But yeah. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get a peek. Nope. But the little boy started lying and stuff. I used to let my daughter go over there and play with his sister and stuff like that, but the little boy started lying. Then there was a time when I was letting him spend the night over here, and I was like, my rules was boys not gonna sleep with little girls gonna sleep in a separate room, boys to sleep in another. The little boy just kept saying, I want to sleep with my sister and this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, not over here. They did go next door, and they may have slept the way they wanted to over there or whatever, or it might have been more comfortable for them. But yeah, so it was little stuff like that. But he started to tell lies on my daughter because he just got so jealous and bothered because my daughter had a good relationship with his sister, and I guess he felt like his sister was being taken away. I don't know. And so he literally basically at that young age did something to like try to break it up, and I was like, dang. So I don't tolerate that. And so I see when somebody always coming in and trying to interrupt me, I kind of get distracted. But I don't tolerate that, so I kind of just like, okay, let's I guess let them weed themselves out. So that's when the pettiness will continue to like manifest. It manifested in him because somebody else was already in their feelings about some other stuff, and I'll talk about that in another video. Pick back up on that. Right now I'm just gonna focus on the younger generation because the older generation definitely, and they're supposed to be elder, but they got messed with them, and I found that out later on down the line. Very messy, very toxic too, very disgusting and nasty ways. So if we speak about ways, because somebody said about mine, I mean, these was nasty. I don't really want to call them evil, but a lot of times when people got nasty ways, they got some evil ways. But anyway, younger generation, the little boy, he goes out, he bounces the ball and stuff. Pettiness started because I started telling my kids, when they would get little new stuff, maybe like a hoverboard, this, then a third, okay, nobody can ride this because I don't want it tore up. It took us a while to even get it, so I don't want it tore up. And don't y'all ride nobody else's stuff. So then there was this playhouse that the neighbors had, which, nobody can really easily tear that up, but started being petty. Well, if y'all can't ride their stuff, which these kids had all their stuff. They had bikes, hoverboards, this, that, and the third, and they had the the playhouse. Well, if y'all can't ride their stuff, then they can't go in the playhouse. So when you start doing stuff like that, and I'm like, oh Lord, I just cannot. Not because my kids did anything wrong or tore their stuff up, or you had the valid reason that, and then it was said to me, well, I didn't say they was going to tear it up or you had to pay me. I said, I'm not paying for anything if something gets tore up. So I'm telling them to ride their stuff. And, the new things that they had got, because now they got something to ride and be able to, go down maybe to another cul-de-sac or whatever. And it was just spewed at me. Well, I'm not saying you got to pay me. I'm telling you the type of responsibility or responsible person I am. My kid's just not going to ride that. Well, and so, it was told to them they can't go in the playhouse then. And so eventually, once they couldn't do that, it just messed up the relationship, period. And the kids just eventually stopped going over in that yard and this, that, and the third. And so the little boy started going out playing on his basketball goal. His ball would come over here. Again, I'm not petty, but when your children are disrespectful or your grandchildren are disrespectful, and the adults can't sit down and talk about it, then I don't want no parts of nothing. So his ball would come over here in my yard, and oftentimes even hit I have a metal door at my side door, hit my door. And that's annoying. So now you need to get your coordination skills up. You need to figure out a way to, keep that ball from coming over here. I don't even want you in my yard. You're disrespectful. That's how problems get started. You know what I'm saying? You can be over here and you already been telling lies. I don't want no parts. So that's what I said. You need to keep that over there. My kid's not getting in your yard. They don't need to get in my yard for no reason. So you really need to get you a whole, I don't know, a fence, something, a blockade or something or whatever to keep it over there. But they had a problem with that, so they called the police. Like literally, when I addressed it, I said, I don't want that ball over here. I don't want y'all trespassing. I don't want y'all over here because I don't want them problems. Call the police, being again still petty. These are older, supposed to be elder people, and called the police on that incident, mind you, and reported all types of stuff. But mind you, you know what I'm saying? This is not a crime committed or anything. This is just you are in your feelings because I said no. And I guess y'all think y'all run the place or whatever, but you don't run the part where I'm residing at. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow. So the police come and question me, and I told them what happened. And basically the police was like, well, y'all need to handle it in a mature way. And that's what I thought from the beginning. And I thought the way I was handling it, you keep them over there, I'm going to keep mine over here. That was very mature. No problem. But no, these people was not satisfied. So it was just crazy. So it spiraled. But the little boy still goes out there and plays with his ball. And sometimes every once in a while, his ball will get in my yard or hit my door, and I think that's so rude. And I think it's disrespectful. They don't, and I can't really sit down and have a conversation with them as the adults because they are very, once I seen that side of them, I realized immature and people that I consider old fools, or, you got some foolishness with you. And when there's foolishness present, somebody gonna probably get hurt or worse. So me, I don't want to say I'm a bigger person. I just say I'm the person that goes to God, and I ask God to temper my emotions, help me with my emotions and stuff, because I will cuss somebody out. I will cuss them out. I will cuss the little boy out. I will cuss the grandparents out. And then I would feel like if it goes to something physical, then, that's just what it's going to be. So I'm like, Lord, please, because I like my freedom. I'm not a murderer. I'm not, I'm not trying to be a criminal, but I do protect myself and I defend myself and I protect and defend my kids. So my son just ran in here just because he's seen that little boy out there playing. This little boy visits sometimes throughout the year. He does not reside here. Why do my kids gotta feel like they gotta run in the house or whatever? Why do I gotta feel like I gotta try to control any type of emotions instead of you monitoring and adjusting the behavior of your grandchildren and even yourself? That's when I be like, Lord, why do we live in a world like this? So That's, like I said, that's been going on like 2-3 years ago. Lady even came into my yard, got into my face about rules that I had over here, and told me, well, those are rules are stupid. You're stupid, and your kid's gonna be stupid. I mean, said all types of stuff. This is somebody that I was interacting with, and this is why you got to be careful who you link up with. But I was interacting with this person, and kind of pretty much hanging out. But I learned quickly, can't do it. And this is somebody that she's not into, at least not outright criminal behavior or whatever. I don't know what she might do behind closed doors, but you know what I'm saying, it's somebody I'm okay, you're not doing no crazy stuff, drawing bad attention to your house and stuff like that, so I can rock with it. And for a while we was good, but after that, they felt the type of way. And I'm younger than most of my neighbors, especially at that time, and so people be having a problem with that. They can't stand it. And I'm like, dang, so we can't all exist in this big old world because I'm younger than y'all and I might be doing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at least by appearances, doing what y'all may be doing, and then we can't work together, but whatever. And if the ball wasn't just, I don't want it in my yard at all because I just don't want no problems. Once you're a liar, and I know you're a liar, then I feel like you'll lie about anything. You might try to lie on my kids. You might try to lie on me. So now, of course, I got cameras around my house and stuff like that. But it wouldn't be so bad if the ball wasn't hitting my metal door all the time, because that's annoying. Because that made me want to jack somebody up. But yeah, it just never got resolved or settled. So it's kind of still there. So I just, and it just pisses me off because, again, why do my kids got to feel like they're on their own property where we reside at? They're not bothering y'all. Why? Why does it have to be like that? So, it kind of relates where Martin Luther King had the dream of, one day can be, we didn't have to separate whites from blacks and stuff like that. But this ain't no dream. This is just something that I pray about, and I trust God to resolve in His way. But like, these people have came for me so hard, and I be trying not to respond in a bad way. Of course, when you respond after they did so much to you, they're gonna call you crazy, this, that, and the third. And I'm not really hung up on that. I don't like being called crazy or anything like that, but I'm not hung up on that. But I'm just like, I just feel like God be having mercy, and at this point in stage of my life, I don't really feel like being merciful to anybody. I want whatever's gonna happen to you, it's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And I be wanting quick results, but then I have to remember, God have been patient with me. But these people are, it's just operating stupidity and definitely disrespect and just disregard. And then they holler Black Lives Matter, or like they working together, and they don't. In our own neighborhoods and communities, and sometimes even in the same household, people are not working together. They are so divided. They against one another. It to me, it's definitely not. Race issues exist, but it's not more of a race issue. It's not more of a skin issue than it is a sin issue, of course. And then for me, it's definitely